tell where the borders are yet. Yep, there it is. Looks good.
Okay. This is Shenmue.
This will be a trip.
Mm-hmm. I have not played this since it was new, personally. And having gotten this 1 and 2 combo pack in a bundle, I'm kind of tempted to replay them before playing 3 eventually, which I do want to play, because I legitimately like Shenmue.
So these graphics look dated now, but I want to remind everyone that this was like a couple years after Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
And how this game looked like it was from outer space when it was new.
Yep.
Ryu-san, I'm all right, but Hazuki-sensei...
I mean, that said, though, like...
My father?
I do think this was kind of the ugliest game on the Dreamcast. Just because it was like the only one that went for a standard polygonal look instead of the whole NURBS thing everything else did.
I'm still not sure how much of NURBSing there even actually was on there, or if it was like my imagination. It's hard to tell when emulator screenshots have like overridden so much.
That's the thing. Like, emulators for the Dreamcast do not replicate like the main thing it has going on graphically, which is this weird NURBS thing, which basically you have polygons, but then you have like a fourth point in each triangle, which like gives it some curvature.
Surely they could do that in software by now.
Yeah, but
or have they just not figured it out?
Or they just didn't bother for some reason with like at least early Dreamcast emulation. So like even in like magazines at the time, you'd see like screenshots from Phantasy Star Online with these like weirdly jagged polygonal shadows on people, because like that's how that was rendered, and it just like emulators kind of took out the circularity.
Father!
I mean, having played several of them VGA box when they were new, this game did look quite a bit better than, say, Soul Calibur or Dead or Alive 2, which I thought were some of the prettier games on there. It's weird too, because like some games look a lot better at this like ridiculously high res now, where you can see stuff, but like at the time when things were low res, like a lot of the missing details weren't nearly as noticeable.
Yeah. This actually has aged pretty gracefully, honestly. Also, I forgot like how the intro to this just really just gets going.
Like, the motion blur effect looks very different than I remember it.
You come home, you see this guy just kill your dad, and then you just go.
Yeah, I love how it didn't start with like 20 minutes of exposition.
But, yeah, the way I always describe Shenmue, for anybody who didn't play it back in the day, is... You know how there was a period of time, especially with like 16-bit RPGs, where it's like, you're not allowed to leave town until you've talked to every NPC?
Hand over the mirror.
Just, you know, talk to everybody, get your little like starting equipment, and then go out into the real world. Shenmue 1 is an entire game of just that.
Yes.
And that sounds like it would be like the least appealing thing in the world, but I sincerely love this game.
The way I always thought of it is like Grand Theft Auto if you took out all the cars and the crimes.
And then put in forklifts.
Do you remember Chao Sun Ming? Chao? That's the name of the man you killed in Moon Swoon. It can't be. You!
Mon D should be in Mortal Kombat.
I'll allow you to die like a warrior. Father.
But,
and little things like his Q having physics, like his hair draped over his hand there, that was just unthinkable at the time, I remember.
That's still kind of unthinkable now, actually. Like, hair and clothing interact badly in games to this day. And
Yeah,
there was
like his
little.
ropes. This was coming off a time where you were just used to clothes being static, no matter how flowy they were supposed to be.
Yeah. Like, we were talking about this, I think not on a stream, just privately the other day, but, like, this was originally going to be a Saturn game, is how old this is.
And this and 2 were meant to be one Saturn game. I have no idea how they thought that was going to work.
Forgive me for leaving you alone.
But yeah, we got this fairly,
What?
you know,
What are you
action movie
saying?
intro here.
I'm going to be quiet for one of the big moments in gaming here.
Yep.
Keep friends. Those you love close to you. No. Father! No!
That is a tree that really shows the age of this game.
You're supposed to fill your soul with light! I don't know, this still looks quite pretty to me.
It does. Like, there's a certain chunkiness and low-res texture thing going on. But, like, if you don't mind how pixelated that ribbon is on the back of her apron, like, this still actually looks pretty nice.
What was remarkable about this too is that this isn't just like a bunch of cutscene corridors. Like, people refer to the Yakuza games now as still being like highly interactive, go through the city and do stuff experiences, but those are like pared down compared to this. Like, in this game, you can go into your kitchen and just like pull individual plates out of the cupboard and look at them if you want, even though you can't do anything with them.
Yep, which I'll be showing off once I get control.
And then like he has nightmares, which are presented this way, which are very slick.
And this is like, this is one of like the big tragic stories in games too, because like they were planning this big multi-game arc before that, way before that was a thing, on the Dreamcast, which like the Dreamcast died so, or like was really assassinated by the press, I like to say, because like
Pretty much.
but that's a whole other thing, which I will get into, I'm sure. But like, yeah, the system was like basically dead when this game shipped.
I mean, I've read from people who actually worked on the thing that it actually sold quite well, and Sega was just like, well, Microsoft's coming in. Sony's gonna just throw infinite money at their stuff. Time to wrap it up, everyone. We're a software company now.
And I kept this notebook full of, first of all, like all the phone numbers of important people that you know. Like, some people do give their teenage kids. Like, you know, don't forget, if you need to call the fire department, 119.
You can call the weather forecast and it will forecast the weather, which is the thing. And you can set the game to original dramatic weather, or you can set it to based on meteorological data from the dates where this game took place.
Really?
Like, yep. That's one of the selectable features, to just give you an idea of the almost obscene level of detail.
And then, you know,
This game seems like a Kickstarter that shouldn't have succeeded.
So,
I
like-
mean, I know the third one was, but you like design elements of this game seem like things that a crowdfund would
Yeah.
like promise, and then you'd be like, yeah, right, they're not going to do that.
so this impressed the hell out of me too. Like, this is just your standard, you know, here's my notebook for stuff that is in the game. But like, because this game is like so committed, you actually have this whole empty notebook that gets filled in eventually for this run. But like, you know, we got a realistic number of pages in here that just like flip on through with nothing on them. Anyway.
Ah, this music.
So let's see. Here I am, just kind of in my room, wandering around. There's my very messy bed.
game progressing in real time at all moments when that wasn't a thing either.
Look in this here closet.
Oh, I remember just hooking my Dreamcast up and playing this every chance I got.
Mm-hmm.
Took up so much space on my
Got
VMU.
this very, very detailed view. I forgot. Did Shenmue
Don't forget the cool tape on your dresser.
Oh, I won't. Got the light there to turn on. Like, your room especially feels very, like, tech demo-y. Soundtrack to the game in the game on a cassette. Cool. And I can just open up all these drawers and just kind of...
Like literally every drawer in every cabinet.
Yep. Where I keep my socks. And this white shirt that I have a lot of copies of.
Dio would have a drawer full of perfectly folded white shirts.
Yeah. So that's another thing too. Like, I know I talked to you about this a lot, but like, my characterization of this guy in my head is a lot like. Have you ever seen the movie Drive? Just like.
Oh, I somehow missed this detail that he does in fact have like a bunch of manga and stuff and like music
Astro
magazines.
Boy. And...
Okay, he does have interests that aren't karate.
Yeah.
Dio Hazuki is my favorite bland protagonist.
Mine too. Like, you got this like weirdly kind energy most of the time, and then when like action stuff is going on, it's suddenly like the Terminator, and then right back into just like hello, just kind of
it's all almost like unnervingly plausible the way that he's like.
Mm-hmm.
He seems like someone who's on this like trauma-based revenge story.
Yeah.
And people actually do get like increasingly worried about you over the course of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why people were so disappointed that by the end of 2 it got like supernatural, because it was a game that was so good at resisting anime bullshit.
Yep. The original manual for your Sega Master System.
Indeed, weren't a couple of those hanging outfits there what he wore in the Saturn version?
I think so. Got me one of them Walkmen.
This game feels like a VR game without the VR headset.
That's a really good way of putting it, yeah. Hang on.
Indeed, I remember at the time they were advertising that this was part of a new genre, which they were dubbing FREE, F-R-E-E, as an acronym, which stood for Full Reactive Eyes Entertainment.
Good memory, holy cow.
I can't remember what I did 3 hours ago, but I can remember that.
Yeah. And this is also the game that gave us the term QTE.
You should still be resting.
I'm fine, really.
And it's also the only game that's ever done
Are you
well.
all right?
Yes, but I must keep busy, otherwise I'll get depressed.
I understand. But you needn't work too hard.
Yes. Oh, by the way...
People make fun of Dio's actor,
have
but
this
he's
for
kind
you.
of doing what he can.
This is for today.
Like I said, I really liked the voice acting in this
From
game,
tomorrow,
honestly. Like,
I'll leave it on top of the shoe cabinet every
when
day.
I saw that
Do you know
Shenmue
what
3
folk sign is?
maintains this sound, I was really happy.
Papa-san, I believe he's in the dojo.
That's one I'm curious to
Thanks.
try for myself, despite what I've heard about it, because I also... It's a game I could totally believe people having impossible expectations over.
Yeah. I honestly just think it's a miracle that it exists. Because we are, recording this little Twitch session in 2020. Shenmue 2 came out in, I think, 2000?
And Shenmue 3 isn't out on Steam yet, but it's coming out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, that is a gap in your big epic series. And apparently, they did not, like, cram everything in to, like, totally resolve the plot in it. And it is still ending on a cliffhanger. Which, like... that takes some balls, frankly. Like... to continue the Shenmue series 20 years later and not wrap it up in one game. Like...
Yeah, no kidding.
Another nice family photo.
I'm imagining traveling back in time and telling Kid Me that Shenmue 3 is about to come out on Steam in the year 2020. Also, RoboCop's about to fight the Terminator in Mortal Kombat. And I'd
Also,
be like,
what's
yeah,
Steam?
right.
Also, what's Steam?
Was Steam not a thing yet?
In 2000, I really don't think it was.
When was it?
Well, Steam was like when
I'm gonna look
Half-Life
that up now.
1 or Half-Life 2 came out, and it was kind of like the big exclusive one.
2003.
Whoa. Okay, yeah, so Steam was not a thing yet. I'm getting a
I
little
guess I'm blurring memories of it with like patching Half-Life 1 manually.
So I'm just kind of
I
wasting
do
the whole
kind of
day.
miss its chunky green aesthetic back then.
I am, in true Shenmue player tradition, wasting the entire first day just, like, puttering around my house in a haze, looking at everything. Still processing that whole death of your father thing by, like, being amazed at drawers opening and having things in them. Which...
He's not even acting traumatized so much as he's acting high.
Yeah, kinda. And with, like... And plus the thing, too, is, like, this is a very traditional Japanese house. Which... is wasting too much electricity. And I can just, you know, pick up this cup and look at it because it's here.
Oh, this kind of house seems so cozy. There are probably a lot of problems with living in one that I'm not thinking of, but it just atmospherically, it's like relaxing.
Well, like, having taken her to Japan, I've been in a place like this, and
Oh yeah,
the
I
catch
forgot.
is,
I'm
like,
envious.
it really only works if you're in a certain kind of climate where,
That
like,
stands to reason.
you don't really have to worry about weather.
I guess that's why warming tables are such a thing.
Yeah.
And you can use the phone, and you can call the fire department for no reason if you want.
Mm-hmm. We got this nice little yard out here. Got our koi pond.
Those load times were like 20 seconds long on the Dreamcast, though.
Yeah. This is true. Whoa, that's a good run. Get one of those animal, what are they actually called? Like, the
Koi?
wooden- no, the, like, bamboo pipe thing that water pours into and goes clock and scares away anything that's, like, sneaking into your yard.
Your son.
Oh, that's what it's for.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm fine.
Um,
I want to ask you about that man. Oh, that man. The man called Landi.
which is kind of a cool
What did he
idea,
talk with my
honestly, as far
father
as they
about?
haven't, like,
Landi demanded
spread
the
further
mirror,
than they have.
and then they threw me out of the dojo. The black suits, catch the names? I don't know. They came out of nowhere.
Why would they have
I see.
names that he...
Thanks, Fukusan.
Would they just show up in the
If
car
you
and be
remember
like,
anything at
you
all,
go first,
be
Agent
sure to tell
Jim?
me.
I mean, they
Yo-san.
could have just, like, casually
Why?
said, you know,
What
like,
you
hey,
gonna do?
Bill, after we kill this guy, you want to go get a drink?
Yo-san,
Maybe.
where are you going? You're not going after them. Please don't. Look what they did to Hazuki-sensei.
His actor's
They
pretty
killed my
bad.
father, right in front of me. I will have my revenge. I need to do this for my father.
You can have a daily sparring session with Fukusan after a point, and
sure
you can
can.
use like new moves you've learned from other places. You can like, if you've learned some particularly vicious moves, you can like go into the dojo and like fold him over your leg and snap his neck, and he'll be like, "Ah, don't use that move."
Yep. Poor guy. Everybody does that. Nice little art dark garden here. And so like the way the camera controls in this work is a little weird. Like you can't just stand there, rotate the right stick, and be fine. It will like kind of auto focus in on interesting details like that.
Oh, this looks like a porting issue because I remember a big advantage on the Dreamcast was I could definitely like walk around and control my head at the same time. And it was one of the few games where like the analog speed of your movement was easily controllable, so you could be a brisk walk and look around, and it was very immersive in that sense. It looks like the way you're controlling it, it's got like a binary difference between walking and running.
Well, let's see. Running is on. Yeah, it does. I mean, it's on the right trigger, which on standard 360 control, I think, is technically analog. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a shame they didn't replicate stuff like that because that's. Oh no, there you got it.
Yeah.
You got a little.
It's a hair trigger on here.
Hey,
Hey, mister! Wanna play with me?
some other time, okay?
And I do like that weird fuzzy
there.
sound the audio has for some reason too.
Hello? What are you doing?
Nothing really.
What is that accent?
I don't know.
Nobody in this game pronounces Dio the same way twice either, which is kind of funny because that's something I associate with like American Street Fighter players referring to Ryu.
And here we have the most important thing in the game.
Hey, Joe.
Hi, Megumi. You got a kitten in there?
You promised not to tell my mommy.
Sure.
Okay, then I'll show you.
Is this your kitten?
But this kitty, see? She's all alone.
All alone?
Yep. See, the other day, when it rained, a car ran over her mommy. My big sister saw it. She said it was a big black car.
Well, now I'm really out for revenge.
A black car.
A black car?
It was really scary. And then me and Sis, we buried the mommy cat. And so now I can be the kitty's mommy.
The Shenmue drinking game is take a shot every time someone says a black car.
Yeah.
People meme on the sailors, but I always associate this game with a black car more.
Oh, me too.
Helping out too. Like Kota, Yasuo, and Kaio.
I see.
Kitty don't look so good. Think she's hungry?
Wait a second.
Okay.
It's a weird offering to be leaving in the first place.
Do this, so it's easier to eat.
Wow, she's eating.
And this is like
She's
basically
so
the pace of
tiny,
the whole game
But
too.
already an orphan.
It's so sad. Yamagi-san almost got ran over too.
Yamagashi-san?
Yeah, the car was going so fast, he got shocked and fell. And hurt his backside, so now he stays home all day. When I go to the candy shop, I always stop by to visit him.
Yeah, it's close by there. Megumi, you need to be careful around cars too.
Yes.
Well, I've
Yeah,
got
like, if
to
I have
go now.
one criticism of Shenmue, it's that it's a little bit
Wait,
too
we gotta think of a name for the
this right
kitty.
here.
Oh,
Like
well,
the sad
when I
piano
think of a good
music
one, I'll let you
and
know.
the very long conversation with everybody, they're very serious in tone.
Bye, y'all.
oh, that's what I come for.
I mean,
It's like the rest of the game is the silly that helps the medicine go down.
also I love every time you like get control after a cutscene, you just like ball your hands into fists again.
You can feed the cat over the course of the whole game too, and when you put the Shenmue passport CD in your Dreamcast, you could go online and like track your cat stats and how old the cat was and what their weight was like.
Wonderful.
I remember you can choose the cat's name later too, but there are some
Oh,
names that the little
hello,
girl won't
Rio.
like.
Yep.
I remember saying, "Why don't you name her Sasuke so she grows up big and strong like a ninja?" And the little girl didn't like that and just named the cat something else.
Kitty's a girl.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't see
yeah,
them.
good memory.
Like
Well, did you
some of
happen
these
to
things
notice
really
anything
burn their way
unusual?
into your brain.
Oh,
Yeah, they
nothing
do.
worth mentioning.
I'm looking for anything at all. Is there
I am
anything you
surprised how
remember?
much of this I'm like
I'm
replaying
sorry,
in my
Joe.
head as it
The
happens.
Yeah.
weather was awful, so I stayed inside.
Well, I'm just getting
all
ready for that
day.
soccer ball.
Did you ask?
Yes,
Suya-san?
yes.
She knows about everything that occurs in this neighborhood.
Is that so?
But yeah, like this is the actual like core gameplay right here.
Hello, yo.
I love her voice.
Kondo-san. the day
Hello,
of the
Rio.
incident, Did you see any men in black suits?
The day of the incident? You mean the day it thundered, right? I didn't see them.
I see. Did anything unusual happen around here that day?
Not that I'm aware of. But you know, Sumiya-san knows about everything that goes on around here. It'd be good if you tried asking Sumiya-san.
I see.
They probably are drug eyes.
Hmm.
It would explain a lot of things Dio does in this game. Here we go. Here we go.
Excuse me.
The most iconic video game boss. Oh no, it's not
What's
yet.
this nameplate say?
This is Shenmue.
It says Tajima.
I'm surprised you're not familiar.
Does it?
I thought everyone had this game as
I'm
memorized
trying
as
to
we do.
find the Yamamoto's house, but see, my
Well, it's like-
eyesight is bad, so
Don't worry. I'll look for it.
There's people who
Wait
didn't
for
have a
me in that park up
Dreamcast.
ahead.
There's people
You're so
who
kind.
love Shenmue, and there's people who
Thank
like
you
bounced
so
the hell off
much.
it back in the day. But as I was starting to say, like, yeah, the whole like central loop of the game is just like being this amateur detective, taking your notes about getting revenge for your father, and like there was a man in a black car, and just like going through your neighborhood, which is just like very fully realized.
Perhaps
Yeah, you
they're
can
out.
knock on every door. And sometimes you'll get answers.
Yeah. And it's
No,
like
Yuki. Yo!
one of the first games to really make a big deal out of like
Got
every
it.
NPC has their own
Sure.
routine.
Hey,
Like-
is everything okay? Yeah, but
And it's not even like
hey,
everybody does the same thing every day.
on that
Like,
day, did you see any
you know,
men
people like go to
wearing
work on the
black
weekdays
suits?
and like on weekends
Black
hang out with their friends and stuff like
suits.
that.
You can
No,
like
I sure
stalk
did.
people and go find
See.
them like eating lunch around noon
See you
and
later.
stuff.
Yeah. And I seem to recall there's like no map. You just kind of have to like actually memorize your way around town. And
Yeah,
hang on,
which I also kind of liked.
most important thing in the game.
Hi.
Well, most important thing in the game isn't the kitten.
You want to wrestle?
Some other time, okay?
No. I'm not interested in you, kid.
Gotchas!
I'm interested in these.
Toy capsules.
Back when gotchas were
100
cool
yen
and
each,
not
huh?
a way to ruin mobile games.
I should buy one.
Jeffrey,
Hey, what's this?
Jeffrey 2.
Maybe I should get another.
Well, not from that machine. That was all the virtual
I'll
buttons.
pass.
I want the one on the right, because the one on the right, I happen to know, contains, among other things, Opa Opa and Meow from Phantasy Star. And I gotta have those.
Hey,
Hi,
I bought so many of those. I got a supersonic one, and he was actually commenting on how rare it was, and I was very happy about that.
Yeah. Can I just... There we go.
100 yen each.
There goes all your money.
I should buy one. Great.
Oh, I think that's a rarer one.
I should try again.
Sure should.
Yeah, there are a lot of sans. Although we were just commenting how, like, people don't pronounce Dio's name consistently, which is pretty weird.
Yep. So I was actually, like, so incredibly heartbroken when I got Shenmue 2. Hey.
Oh, yeah?
Because, like, what you had to do back in the day is, like, import the European version of it and then, like, a cracking disc because it was not released in the US.
Right.
But because of that, there was this compatibility issue,
Hey,
and it would
what's
not
this?
actually carry over your inventory, and just gave you some, you know, random cash and stuff. And it's
I
like,
should try again.
how dare you take away my painstakingly collected pile of capsule toys?
Yeah, right? And I spend so much time in that parking lot practicing my moves. That's another interesting thing about this game is your martial arts moves level up by you going into an empty space and doing them over and over like in real
should try
life
again.
until you get better at them.
Yep. And then there's like 3 points in the game where you actually have to fight.
You're getting a lot of gotchas.
Yeah, I'll stop soon. I just...
SPO.
I know this.
I don't.
Maybe I should get another.
Okay, last one, though.
This old lady asks you to help find your house, and then you could just go buy 50 gotcha toys.
Hey, what's this?
Oh, an alternate.
Maybe I should get another.
You can cool it for now, Rio. Like, let him
I'll pass.
stock the machine.
I remember having so much trouble with this quest, but it's Yamamoto's kind of easy to read on signs. So,
Mishima-san.
but I also didn't
Who else
know the
could I
first
ask
time I
about
played
that
it that
day?
you could zoom in on it for the
Shenmue-san
translation.
knows all about things that happen in this
Oh, right, I forgot I was actually helping the whole day. I got so distracted when I saw that capsule twice.
So you
Right?
guys
That's what I was
don't
saying.
use
That's true. I'll go see her.
Okay, yeah, so let's see. What's I doing here?
Nope.
This isn't it.
What was I looking for again?
Say again.
What name was I looking for again?
Yamamoto.
Thank you.
Yama's 3 vertical lines connected at the bottom.
Also, thank you. Let's see. Yeah, the camera
If my
controls.
memory from 20 years ago serves me correctly, it's behind you and down the street a bit. Or no, actually, is that it? No,
That's Yamagishi.
that's
Where do the
Yamagishi.
Yamamotos
Excuse me.
live anyway?
Behind me and down the street, you say. But yeah, like the walking and looking around thing worked a lot better in the original Dreamcast version. These controls are a little iffy with it. Nice ambient noises too of like birds and dogs and such. And this also has like serious passage of time. Like it starts in what, like September? And
Yep, it's got weather, it's got holidays.
yeah, like eventually it gets to be winter and it starts snowing regularly and there's
Yamamoto. That's it. Guess I'll go get that lady.
if I remember where she was. It was like down here, right? I used to have all this so memorized back in the day.
I can still walk through a whole bunch of it in my mind, but I don't remember where the
what?
lady was.
No, don't
I think
ask
she was
me.
alone and
I
older
have
than
to go
them.
now.
Yeah.
I see. Sumiya-san,
Hi, Ryo.
on the day of the incident, did you see some men in black suits?
In black suits? No, I didn't. But I did see a cat, though.
You mean a black cat?
Yes, it was run over by a car. A kitten was crying nearby. I also saw little Megumi crying with it.
I see. Was there anything else unusual about that day?
Now that you mention it, Yamagishi-san
also
took
impressive,
a
like-
terrible spill at the corner by the park. He was trying
This
to dodge a
game
speeding
does not
car.
look like it's
Looked
in a
as
video
if he
game
hurt his
town.
back. I think it was the same car that hit the cat. It must have been going really fast.
Like
That's what happened.
the count of residences to, stores and such.
Hmm.
It feels right. You know?
Oh,
Additional cat.
bonus cat. Oh, you can't just go pet a random cat?
Nope. Sadly. Immersion ruined.
Yeah, right?
Okay, so past this Den of Temptations here. Where'd the old lady go? Seriously. Oh, there's a map. Cool.
I don't think the old lady's on the map.
I don't either, but, it's still nice to have a handle on things.
Oh, is she waiting in the park?
You're waiting in the park, yeah.
Nope, you were just about to get in
Oh.
the park.
That was... right here.
Nope, that's
Nope,
the
that's
alley.
the alley, yeah. If I
That's
seem
the park.
slightly drunk, the controls are a little weird in this port. No?
Behind you.
Oh,
There.
oh, there it
the,
is, yeah.
the place with all the trees.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there she is. But, yeah, so as I was starting to say, before getting distracted by a million
Ma'am,
things,
I found it.
Did you? Thank you so very much.
Most of what you do in this game is you just wander around your neighborhood, talking to random people, with no reason to expect any of them to know anything,
This is it.
asking
Thank you
about
for taking
whatever
the
information
time to
you manage to
help
gather
me, young man.
as a very
I have to
amateur
go now.
detective.
There are so few helpful young people these days.
Yeah, I guess the only reason that the trail doesn't go cold is that you make so much noise searching that, the criminals take notice of you, if I
Yeah,
recall, right?
pretty much.
It's not that you actually figure anything out.
Mm-hmm. There's forklift there.
So I think the next plot stuff's over in, Dubuita.
Yep. It is crazy, having mostly a solid memory of the layout of this 20 years down the line.
Yeah. Oh, this convenience store might be open too.
Wait, is this the convenience store or is this just...
Hi.
Hiya.
Yep.
Where are you going?
Out.
Is that right?
This is the one where the woman
Take
calls you
care.
Little Dio.
Okay.
Oh, right. I always went to the other one, is the thing, by the arcade.
Yeah, I tended to frequent the tomato, but, important to
Excuse
shop
me.
locally.
What is it, baby boy do?
What?
The
I
day
don't
of that
remember
incident,
saying that.
Did you see any men dressed in black suits?
I don't have the time to fool with looking at men.
I see.
I didn't ask if you were checking them
Did
out.
anything unusual happen that day?
You again.
I'm all about the ladies.
Hey, it's the same old routine.
I see.
Use your head, baby boy do.
Yes.
I am positive she said Little Dio, so I don't. Is my memory wrong or is it randomized?
One of those two, or it is, oh, it's a garbage. And I can just, buy, any of these various foodstuffs. and eat them, which does not have any mechanical effect. Most things in this game don't have
Some
any.
of them you can feed to the cat.
Yes. I like to get the good food from the tomato convenience store, thanks for that. And today there was already the stolen fish, so, you know. Sun's going down. I better remember my way out of this part of town to the good part of town.
Oh, you can get sodas too, and then there's a chance of getting a winter can that you can take into the store for like a lucky draw.
Sure is.
I should go to Yamagashi-san's house.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot that was the thing.
I did too.
Not quite out of tutorial area.
Does that be the old lady I just... Yeah, oh, there we go.
Yamagashi-san,
Oh, it's you, Ryo.
how is your back?
Yes, it's much better. But how did you know?
I heard from someone in the neighborhood that you almost got ran over by a car.
Well, it must have been Megumi or Sumiya-san who told you.
You can see
That
the voice
driver
actors
was
like tripping over these
insane.
names a little bit.
Could you tell me about what happened with that car?
Sure. This black car came flying around the corner over by Sakuragaoka Park and went towards Dubuita.
A black car. Did you see the license plate number?
Maybe if there hadn't been any snow. And to make matters worse, I fell over. So I never had the chance.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear you're okay.
Like, again, there's this, I wouldn't call it like a serial killer tone, but there's this like distressing detachment in his voice that I really appreciate and choose to interpret as intentional.
He was very flat even in the Japanese dub, I recall from the bit I saw of it.
Yep. Okay, so
An interesting thing about the time of day is that past a certain point you will automatically go back home, but you can extend that with an activity. So I've been out until like 4 a.m. playing video games in the arcade and been like, oh, I don't want to waste this credit in space area. And then I go home and Ine-san like chastised me for staying out so late.
Did you see a black car?
Do you think I notice each and every car that passes through here?
Oh,
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I might have heard something about it yesterday.
who was talking about that car?
I don't remember. I wasn't paying attention. But I heard someone talking about it over at the seafood shop.
yeah, like
Oh.
even with the like graphics being what they are here. Excuse me. Gotta get in a little bit of hang on here. Or oh, space
One
area.
game, 100 yen.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I'll try it.
Welcome to the
Sport.
fantasy zone that is not fantasy zone.
Yep.
Welcome to the fantasy zone. Get ready.
So yeah, here's another game that we'll be showing off today that starts with S. Space Harrier. Funny how that works out.
You need to try the QTE boxing too.
What was that?
Oh no, I'm sorry. You need to do at least one of the QTE boxing.
Oh yeah. I actually should, because I want to like double check the controls or like labeled properly for those. So this was like one of Sega's big arcade hits, by the way, back in the day, for reasons. I've never really been that into it myself. And interestingly enough, one of Squaresoft's first games prior to, you know, Final Fantasy was kind of a blatant clone of this, but it only did this sort of thing for the boss fights, which are just ripping off this right here, like wholesale. And then there's time you're like actually ground bound, and it's, you know, like jumping over pits and stuff. Well, running
snaky 2D sprite boss is like a whole archetype at least.
Yep. But yeah, that
Something
being
interesting about the arcade games in this that I was able to appreciate even back when it was like 2000 was that, I don't know, it makes these games pop so much more when you're immersed in a world that's like in the 80s when very little glowed.
yeah.
And it's hard to remember what that was like now that we're in the future.
Yep.
But you can see a game like this being like, oh wow, this is so like intense and over the top and colorful.
Not my best showing. I'm definitely not. Oh, I am. Okay, cool. Hang on. Get over there. Get over there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You arcade. I guess it's Yo Arcade. Oh, and there are darts too, I forgot.
QTE title. One game, 100 yen.
Show me what you got.
Well, let's put it that way.
I should try it once.
Oh, it looks weird with those modern icons.
It does.
They did such a good job on this with like dramatic camera angles and stuff. Like it adds so much to what is a very simple game.
Yep. Unfortunate time for my phone to ring.
I don't want to jinx it, but you're doing well.
Did you just go until you failed or what?
I think you have 3 lives for that.
Oh wow. Okay. I'm good. I already got the high score. I'm just...
Second try.
No!
Ready, go.
I'm just bored.
Final try. Ready, go. You
No, the
suck.
way to do this is to play this in the arcade for 8 hours solid and have Ine-san chastise you when you get home.
Whatever, I already got the high score. I can't, like,
We'll
demoralize
handle
Loki
this
too
next
much.
round.
Then we got,
I think it's possible to get like good enough scores. The guy at the counter says you're good and gives you a prize. It's like a special
game,
gacha
100
or
yen.
something.
a lot of
Oh, and we
distractions.
haven't even talked to Tom yet.
Maybe next time.
No, I know. That's why I don't want to waste all night in here.
You
Yeah,
can actually use the jukebox and pick songs on it.
Anyway, I worked up a good thirst on that, so excuse me for a moment while I Get me some Jet Cola here.
I forgot how much I liked this game.
Yeah, like it holds up too in a weird way. Just chug that sucker.
I forgot about, or I didn't forget about that face he makes.
Ah, good.
That's the day.
Pull on chandeliers.
Was it?
Oh no, Tom's gonna be packing up his hot dog stand.
Oh no. Not Tom.
Oh no, there he is.
Okay, phew. Not too late.
Tom.
Hi, Dio. I heard about your father. I'm sorry. Have one of my special dogs. It'll perk you up, I bet.
Thanks. I'll have one next time. Anyway, on that day,
Would
Fried
give me a
potatoes.
fried
Will happen?
potato.
No, nothing.
I see. Well, if you remember anything, let me know.
Sure thing, I will.
Tom.
Hey, Dio, keep your chin up, okay? Try my homemade pickles. They're guaranteed to make you happy.
Uh-huh. I'll drop by later.
It's kind of creepy myself.
Honey-san,
Hi, yo.
I
On the day
completely
of
forgot
that
about
incident-
Honey Son.
did you see a black car?
A black car? Nope, that day I was sick in bed. But Tom was working the truck here. Why don't you ask him?
Just did.
I see.
I just love how many like bad leads you get from people. Like
What is a French dog?
so many people will say like, you know, oh, you should talk to so and so about that, and then you talk to so and so, and they have, I have no idea.
Yeah, I kind of appreciate
Excuse
how
me.
like realistic
Yeah?
that feels.
Did you see a black car the day it snowed?
A car? I didn't see one.
I see.
Oh good, the tomato is open. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do.
Yo, may I help you?
This.
Come again, yo.
Are those Sega brand batteries and stuff?
Oh yeah.
I remember looking at the magazine rack and there being, were there like saucy magazines there, or did my brain do that?
I don't remember any. Also, just like buy a flashlight because you know it's important to have flashlights.
There is exactly one place where you can use one.
Where?
Yo,
I don't
may
remember
I
actually
help
doing
you?
this.
This.
In the basement of the Hazuki residence, like way away in like Act 2.
Mhm.
Come again, yo.
Yeah. And while I'm at it, I'll take some of these.
Oh, do they have hip to? Oh, they don't have hip to hop.
Hmm. Let me just get some batteries too, because I mean, you never know, right?
Yo, may I help you?
This.
Come again, yo.
That stare he has too is like so unnerving.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I forgot there were more than one size of batteries.
Yo, may I help you?
This.
Well, you usually only need C's for flashlights,
Come again, yo.
or you just meet
Oh,
in the
maybe you
game.
can use the other ones in your tape
Yeah, I think
player.
Some game paper towels or whatever Mama is. You know what? Let's live a little.
Yo, may I help you?
This.
Do you have your cassette player with you?
I should.
Draw a ticket, please.
Okay, that's what I'm all about here. Come on.
5th prize.
Ooh. Oh, hey.
The prize is inside the capsule.
A truck.
Toy truck. Okay. 8 out of 25% of the way to that particular achievement. They split up the gotcha toys into a few, apparently. Okay, getting pretty late here. And I think I was going to do the 1 day's worth of Shenmue, but... Oh, here's an actual important NPC to talk to.
Nozomi.
Ryo,
With a
has
very good
things
sweater.
settled down for you any?
Yeah.
I have one
If there's
just like that.
anything I
Same.
can
It's a
do,
little
be
pinker.
sure to let me know.
Yeah.
Now, did you get one like that because of this game?
Did you happen to see a black car
Maybe
that day?
A
subliminally.
black car?
I did it
Yeah,
intentionally.
it wasn't the kind of car
Nice,
usually seen
nice.
around here.
You know, a car like that splashed mud on me when it sped past.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you see who was in the car?
No, I didn't. It was too fast. But I heard a rumor that Tom had an argument with the people in the car.
Do you mean Tom at the hot dog truck?
Yeah. Why are you asking about that car?
No reason. See you later.
Ryo,
Hmm?
cheer up, will ya?
Yeah. See you.
I know, just didn't cheer up. That is with...
Go listen to some Linda.
Yep. Oh. Which... Right, I don't have any headphones, so I was gonna have to hold it to my ear, I guess.
Oh, I thought you could have it playing while you walk around.
I did too, but I'm trying, and it's not letting me. Weird. Unless they, like, did a horrible thing with this, port. Oh wow, it's a lot of sets, scrolls, and whatnot. And here's your, like, very fighting game variety of attacks that you can practice quite a bit and actually spend very, very little time ever actually using.
There are like, what, 3, 4 fights in the game?
Something like that. But the fact that you can, like, you know, spend all day, every day, like, training for when they're coming up is, like, very...
Welcome, lost one.
I mean...
You seem troubled.
I am.
Shall I read your fortune, then? It's 300 yen per reading.
No.
No, I don't think so.
Well then, please come again when you seek guidance.
I will. Goodbye.
She gives real fortunes, which is kind of the weird thing. I guess arguably that was the first supernatural element in this.
Yep. It's 9 p.m., so, like, I think the day is about done. But, yeah, this is kind of how Shenmue does. You just kind of... Hang on.
Are you alright?
I'm just fine and dandy.
Are you sure?
I'm okay.
One of the more entertaining NPCs.
I feel bad
Excuse
for that
me.
guy because you can
What
see
is
him
it?
day after day and he's drunk
I
really
don't
often.
have the time now.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, but can you ask me later?
Okay.
Sure thing, random British woman.
This game is legitimately good if you want just like a story-driven, like chill-out experience that you can play for like several days.
Yeah. And, like, yeah, this is, like, the end of the first day. And this is pretty typical of, like, what you do in this game. You just kind of wander around town, you talk to people, you try to find this man in the black car and where sailors hang out and various other things as you get your mild clues.
It's pretty remarkable in hindsight how this is a honestly pretty complex and very unprecedented for the time game that nonetheless like eases you into like the core game loop very quickly.
it's kind of late now, so everybody's kind of gone home. I'm just gonna go back and chill out.
Are you trying to go back to the Hazuki place?
Yeah. And apparently just walked right past it. Oops. It's so rare that you go home, you know?
Yeah.
It's very easy to lose track of.
Go up Middle Street, this one.
Yep.
And then take a left.
Yep.
There are things about my actual real-life childhood I can't remember as well as this game.
Right, like... My big... Excuse me.
Oh, kitty.
Because I can't stop playing Shenmue without doing the most important thing.
Are you cold? You look good. Hey, see you soon.
Just stare at this random kitten.
Aw.
Which is pretty, like, well realized for the time.
Yeah, that's an exquisite, like, double direction shadow for the period, too. Oh, don't forget the sliced fish.
Oh, that's for the next morning.
Ah, fair.
I actually didn't even give the option right now to have some food. Because that cat eats once a day. And I actually got to take this phone call in a second, so let me just pause this here for a moment. Sorry about that. Yeah, like, that's typically in Shenmue, and you just spend, you know... Oh, it's December 3rd when you start, actually. You spend somewhere between a month to, like, 3 or 4 just puttering around, eventually getting some kind of handle on what you're actually looking for. And then when you finally realize, oh yeah, the guy in the black car left town, the game ends.
Indeed, you can just spend so much time just faffing around and not pursuing any of the leads that the game can get an alternate ending where you just kind of give up.
Yep.
Which one might argue is the good ending.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's nice. I'm actually not trying to. I'm just trying to, like...
I like that extra little bit that tells you that beds are for sleeping.
Yep, and I forgot that weird little quirk of, like, all these Dreamcast ports on Steam where there's no, like, end game option hidden in there, and you just kind of have to close the executable.
Ah.
But yeah, that's Shenmue. I think it actually holds up surprisingly well. I didn't show off the QTE thing, but, like, every other game has stolen the QTE thing. So all I have to say there is that, like, Shenmue does it very, very well, and other games really do not. Like, it's never just arbitrary prompt. It's always something like, you know, oh, something is spilled on the ground, so you have to, like, hit the jump button, hit A to jump over it, or... like a truck is backing up on the right side of the screen, so you have to hit left to dodge out of the way. And when you fail, you don't just, like, full-on fail. Oh, that's loud. You don't, like, full-on fail the game. You just stumble a bit, and, like, whatever you try to do is what you try to do. Like, if you hit right instead of left, then you'll just, like, slam right into that truck, or if you miss the timing, you'll skid a little, and, like...
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Usually it's like, you know, you're chasing somebody down the street, and you have, like, X number of, like, lost seconds before it counts as a failure, and some things will take a lot, some things will take a little. So it feels very, like, fair and like an actual game mechanic, and not just, like, you know, do this now so the cutscene plays